So good evening. My name is Richard Pitelmo Jr. I am here to talk about the ULO in question document. So first, I am here to talk about handwriting. So what is handwriting? So handwriting is important in communicating, used by us humans even in this day. It is also used to spread news, information that needed to know back then, and even today it is still a skill that learned by each member of the society. So remember, handwriting is a skill that a person learned to write in a paper for the people to read. So, so again, what is handwriting? There are other meaning, which is handwriting is a visible effect, while writing is a visible result. So what is handwriting identification? So handwriting identification is using a science to examine a disputed handwriting. So there are two types of characteristics in order to examine the handwriting. So first is class characteristics. So it is a group of letters that are combined into a word. In order to identify it, the examiner study the shape, pattern, age, and language of a word. Second is individual characteristics. So it is a study of individual letters of how the author write it with a unique style. Just like us, we have a unique style in writing that is not easily copied by another person because of its uniqueness. And next, there are factors that affect the person penmanship or handwriting. So first is mechanical factors. So mechanical factors is when, where, or how the person write it, especially example in a car. The car will, while you are writing an essay at a car, so while the car move, there will be an accidental strokes, losing the control of the pen. And other example is a poor lighting in a room. So so with the poor lighting in your room, in my room, so it is hard to write, so it affects my penmanship. So number 3, health. If you are not in good condition to write, so you're writing as well. And mental health, some people affects their writing if they are suffering from stress, or any problem that they thinking about it all day. And next, the alcohol and drug abuse. So alcohol and drug abuse affects the muscular, the brain, the muscles of a person, so it affects their their handwriting. So there are people who lose ability to write, so they are called agraphia. And so that's it. And next is guided hand. So guided hand means that a person is supporting the other person to write or learning to write. Tremor in handwriting. So it is a involuntary rhythmic, and or there are strokes that are accidental, losing control of the pen. And next, there are two muscles that supports the ball pen to write. So first, they are called called it is called extensor. So what is the meaning of extensor? So extensor is it is it is going onward while you are writing, and in upward while the flexor is downward. And that's it. So there are types of writing. So number one, manuscript. So in manuscript, it is learned by in a school. So especially in children or kids that are learning to write. So just like this, they have a notebook that that supports them to write. So just like this, it is proper aligned. Then next is cursive writing. So it means it connects all the letter in a word. So that's example. That is Telmo. Then the other meaning of readable writing is legible. So this legible means it's readable, while this in below in this below called illegible because it is hard to read. So calligraphy, which means it is a skill at good at writing. So that's it. So just look at there are types of style. So to look good, and also it is also easy to read. But in average, I'm not good at writing. So there are four types of movement that the writers that used by writers. So first is the finger movement. It is a consists in the action of the thumb, index, and middle finger, and is used chiefly in making the upward and downward strokes. It results poor quality and not readable, or clumsy, and lack of rhythm and speed. So it is used by children. So it is a finger movement. So next is the hand movement. So this is used by elementary and the college students. Some of the college students, especially me, I am using it. It uses the wrist just like this. So I use this wrist as a pivot. So this type of hand movement, the writer can speed up in writing, and also expansive writing, more lines, regularity. So next is the forearm movement. So forearm movement, example, I am writing like this. The elbow is the pivot. So this is a freedom writing, and in some cases they use his fingers. So this is called mature writing. And lastly, the whole arm movement. So this movement involves the action of the entire arm without rest, and is done in very large writing. This method is usually employed by creative and demonstrative writers who are fun and artistic. So just like a calligraphic, so they put different style or designs to to more to look good more. Then so next we will talk about the standard for comparison. So what is standard for comparison? It is examination refers to those things who are known can be proven, and which can be legally used as samples. So objective of standards of comparison, the object of the standard of comparison is to illustrate fairly the author's personal habits in the creation of such handwriting, as in under question or in dispute. So there are two types classification of standard for comparison. Number one is requested specimen standards. So this requested specimen or standards, which made at the request of an investigator. Request an investigator to examine it. Requested specimen are written by the victim or the suspect. So what are the advantage of requested standards? If preferred properly, they contain letter and letter combination similar to those that appear in question writing. They should contain repetition of the question text and thus better represent a person range of writing basis. And they are usually admissible in court proceedings because they have been witnessed. They can be, and also they can be prepared by writing materials, pen, pencil, paper, etc. Similar to those used in the preparation of the question document. So in other side, so what are the advantages of request standards? So the disadvantage of request standards. This writer is usually aware of for their purpose and rather than being naturally requested, because it is requested, so they are aware, so they can easily adapt the handwriting of the question document. On occasion, the writer may attempt to alter or disguise his or natural writing habits. So, because of they knew the objective of this this situation or these requested standards, the objective itself, so they can easily adapt it the natural habits of the author. So next, the collected standards. So what is collected standard? So collected standards or specimen, it is obtained from a day by day which can be obtained from files of documents executed in the course of persons day business, official, social, or personal activities. This specimen can also collected from his relatives, by associates, and etc. Who have access to his written by an individual. So what is the advantages of the collected specimen? Since they are usually naturally written, influences attributed to disguise or nervousness are usually not a factor. So if the suspect, they can easily copy the natural habit of the writer because of its nervousness. Next, they can be selected to a contemporaneous with the date of the question document. So the advantage is they know the date of when the document is written or made. So the disadvantage is it can be difficult to prove who wrote them, and the conditions that prevailed at the time of writing are often unknown. They may not have been produced by writing materials similar to those used to prepare the question document. It is difficult to locate samples which contain repetition of the question text. So there are the disadvantages of the collected specimen or standards because the location of the samples are not in one place. Example in personal library books, Bible marginal notes, hotel, school records, membership cards, union cards, credit cards, and etc. So it is difficult to identify or examine the collected document of of this situation. So that's it. That is my summative video about ULO ULO B in question document. So thank you for listening, and good evening and good night.